threat, right? While if you have like a Deadwood sitting middle, getting level 6, everyone in the enemy team needs to be scared, because the Deadwood can just punch you and you're out of the game.
Yeah,
or at least back to the well.
Yeah, and then you have the Samurai ulti on top of that.
Exactly, but the support Deadwood usually just stays underfarmed, doesn't really get a chance to farm a PK. Basically the same situation that Vulka was in the last game with the Behemoth. Because you saw how much work he did once he got that PK. But before that point, he just wasn't really able to do much, as he just didn't have that PK.
Yep.
Meaning that it's very hard to set stuff up, especially against things like a Doctor, and then you don't have that tool. Now, the Deadwood is a little easier to set stuff up, because you can grasp and then run in and then ultimate, but it's still a similar problem. And okay, so we do actually see the Lodestone. Wait, Lodestone middle? Okay, Lodestone middle, Chronos solo short, and a tri-lane top. While we see the Hellborn side have a Sandraid, Deadwoods, and Moira long lane. I think if they're doing like this, I would have liked them to give like a ward to the Chronos here and allow him to block the pool camp. Because the Chronos is really tanky if he gets like an Iron Shield. He can tank a lot, especially against Sandraid with the illusions. If you have the Iron Shield, Sand illusions actually don't do that much damage. But if they can just pull and you're forced to like walk deep into the lane, that is definitely not a position you want to be in as Chronos, because you're just not gonna get a lot.
You're gonna run a tri-lane bottom against the solo Chronos.
Yeah, it's expected. And he should actually know that they're here right now, so he should be playing very passive. But the Hellborn team just needs to like let the Chronos do whatever here and pull. Because harassing the Chronos here is not gonna be much viable, but if you can get the lane back to your tower, and use the pull to do that, then suddenly like the Chronos needs to be in a very different position. Okay, so we see Luna actually port bottom to support the Chronos in some way. You could have maybe considered going the Cersei to the bottom lane, as the Cersei is harder to kill for the Hellborn team. Since the Cersei has the Invis and the E, being able to actually save him, but on the other hand, the Cersei doesn't actually provide that much offensive potential, but I think you need to be playing defensive anyway, so make of that what you will.
I don't think Hellborn minds this TP. Top lane?
Yeah, that might be a dead Kraken. That's a dead Kraken. He doesn't have charge or anything, or apple. Yeah, I think he may have expected the Cersei actually to port as well, because he's suddenly like really deep into the
puppet.
Onto the puppet there, and puppet taking first blood there, and suddenly like puppets just become so much more dangerous with items in a lane, because most of the damage comes from a crit, and whenever that happens, whenever you get items, you just start hurting so much more. Okay, we do see the Deadwoods trying to rotate right now, but yeah, Deadwood. Yeah, it's kind of awkward to set stuff up, because you don't really want to leech XP in the lane here, but unless you hit a Q, and even if you hit a Q, right, you're not really gonna kill them, because you just don't really have the damage. So Deadwood's in a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation, it can do pretty well, but in this situation, it's just kind of awkward.
Because they're not doing anything to him.
Against the Chronos, no. He's just kind of free farming, right?
He doesn't really care, and now Moira found herself pretty far up as well. The creep waves are gonna come back in here. Yeah, they're just. I mean, leeching is the only word I can think of.
Yeah, and Aluna just chilling middle. They do actually see the Aluna here, so I'm curious whether or not they decide to actually try and kill the Aluna. But the Aluna being here does mean that the Torture actually cannot walk up and contest for him at all. Meanwhile, the Chronos just playing the suffer game and playing the recover plan, I dare say. Oh, and it might be actually that Kraken here. Kraken still no charge. Oh, he just got level 4.
Hit, then he's gonna die. There we go.
Yeah, that's Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it's like you're saying, they're just sacrificing this Chronos a little bit. They're gonna go on him bottom actually, but he's just gonna be able to leap out once he gets his mana. There we go. But they're just sacrificing this Chronos a little bit because generally he doesn't have to do much but place an ulti, and then Puppet can provide the damage, and so can Luna and Lodestone for that matter in a team fight.
Yeah, and you can also go for like kind of more fights-oriented builds on the Chronos instead of like a classic like ruined cleaver Chronos. And if you just get like Melfreds and Elder Parasites, you can still kill a lot of their enemies if they're not ready. And
Absolutely.
just farm lanes and become a threat into the late game, because Chronos is one of those heroes you just want to go late game with. And they might actually, the Deadwood's rotating bottom now, they might actually be able to kill the Chronos here if they decide to.
There we go, they're gonna go in, he pops the mana drain up to the stuns, and they're gonna lock him down completely! Yes, there we go.
And the nice thing about Sandray diving a tower like that is that the illusions usually soak up a lot of the tower damage.
Yeah.
We saw there both illusions down before the tower, dying to the tower before the Sandray ever did. The Moira mana drain is a bit weird in that you can actually pop your Lunar Tear and Battery and get a lot of mana back, meaning you can actually leap out if you time it correctly.
He bought one now.
No, he already had it, and he had actually 9.
Okay.
He had 9 charges on it as well. But he just. Okay, he actually.
We're gonna go in here. I'm just paying attention.
Yeah.
The throw and the lockdown. Do they have enough damage to kill him? Don't think they do. No. Now Moira's in a little bit of a funky positioning right there.
I don't think he can commit to this now.
No, but I still think it's good that they're doing something, because now he's not hitting creeps. Like even if they don't kill him, he's not doing anything. They're like forcing the lane.
I would like for the Alona to. Okay, he has a TP now. I would like for the Alona to maybe be somewhere around there to punish these super overextensions, because they are overextending. They definitely are.
Yeah.
And Aluna might actually be in some trouble here if the Moira not moving. Okay. But yeah, the Torture is actually suffering middle quite a lot because of this Luna movement. Actually only being 185 GPM right now, with about the same as the Chronos.
Yeah, he has 16 last hits, and then Lodestone is sitting on 37. They're gonna go in middle as well with Luna in the background, but Volka is here with the Deadwood getting a grasp off. No, he does not. And the Torture dies as they follow. Here comes the Moira illusion. He's ready to help out and pops the Harkins Blade onto the Deadwood. Samrith is also here. They want this kill. This is a good kill for this Hellborn team to get in return, if nothing else. But he's not.
He might be able to live.
He's tanking. He gets out. No.
That is
so close. And
he's gonna live.
Top lane.
Oh, that was a very
the Kraken. Oh,
very clutch stun from Duder, actually saving us of there. Because that is one of the weak sides of Lodestone. The level 1 Rocket Drill actually has a 20 seconds cooldown on level 1. Going down to a 14 seconds cooldown on level 4. And that is indeed for, compared to like most other heroes with a stun, like a Magmus.
Yeah. Lord.
It's insane. Yeah, it's a very long.
Top lane, they're pushing into this tower. Fortification gonna be used. Is anyone in TP? Yes, they are. Here comes a TP in to help this Kraken, and it is the Deadwood, but still, Legion will get this tower. And Kraken is not happy about this.
Snooki on the Puppet Master just putting on the pressure, and they actually see the Deadwood here.
Yeah, they have a word there. Now they're gonna know, but they're still gonna go in. And they're gonna drop the Deadwood pretty quickly.
Oh, that might be a turn kill.
That was a good ulti, and Kraken gets both of them. No, he gets only one. Sorry, I thought it was 2 people, but it was only 1. But he's dead. And Cersei trying to dodge with his illusion here.
Cersei can pour it out. Yes, mana if she pops the battery.
Yeah,
but that was actually really clutch play from Volka, getting his grasp off there right at the edge. I also really like the play from Legion side here. Oh, is that a dead Moira here? That is dead Moira.
It might be. He's running right into this Lodestone. Head smash, smack, down he goes.
But what they did was they actually popped the Cersei illusion right next to him, and then used the puppet show, forcing the Deadwood to attack the Cersei illusion.
Pretty baller. Yeah, I didn't see that. That's nice.
Since there was no other creeps there to actually target the.
There we go. Kraken's carrying dust. He's not allergic to it, and they're gonna catch the Cersei right here. Boom.
Yeah, I personally tend to like carry dust a lot of the times just to counter like jukes. Oh, they're going in middle. They're trying to go in middle.
Oh, there's the middle party. Yeah, there we go. There's 2 people here from the Hellborn team, but there's 3 from the Legion. And they're gonna
And
get down this
Asaf
Torture. who's
tanking
not
a
having
lot,
good-
but
There we
not
go.
enough. Yeah, and Snooki going for the Elder Parasite. I do like that. It's a lot of damage that he can actually do, and it's also a lot of the heroes, like the
yeah, no,
the-
on the puppet.
on Puppet, yeah. The Kraken and the Deadwood before they get their PKs, and also the Sandbait, they're forced to chase you with slows and with just movement, right? So if you're fast, you can actually outrun them. Okay, oh, they're going middle with the Moira shards and the Sandbait ultimate.
And down goes the Puppet. That's a very high value kill for this Hellborn team. But here comes Legion with the Cersei, popping her ulti, but there's not much she can do with it.
I have no idea where she is right now. Oh, she's there, middle, okay. Yeah, they don't really get much value from that, but that was a good combo by the Hellborn team, using the Archon shard plus the Sandbait pop in to just initiate their they're going in, they want to go in. This might be Dead Luna here.
And they're gonna be a Dead Luna, one more hit, there we go, but in the background there's an ulti onto the Slowstone, Kraken gets him, and down he goes, but here comes Kronos with his ulti ready, and he pops down the Samwraith pretty quickly, and now nicely body blocking the Deadwood who's trying to run away. Moira pops the stun onto the Cersei in the background to maybe stop them, and it's gonna be the toilet dropped. Here comes Torture, he wants to help out, stun being popped, oh, that's a nice stun, getting both of them after the toilet is over right there, but Puppet Master, he gets the kill onto the Torture. And they're also gonna finish off every single hero on the Hellborn team.
Yeah, Torture, not really being tanky at all, only have a 700 HP there.
He's not tanky, no.
He went in, he did his spells, but that's it.
He doesn't do much at this point. If he would have stayed bottom, he might have gotten the tower instead. Maybe that would have been a better call.
Yeah, he doesn't have impalement levels, the W.
Nobody could have pushed and get some damage and some farm, like, instead of dying, I guess.
Yeah, but that's hindsight. I think it was correct from him to try and help out his teammates there, because they were all super low, and it was actually quite a clutch. But it's just unfortunate that if you are like, ooh, Luna's dangerous, yeah. If you're level 6 on Deadwood there, that is like -1 enemy in the Legion team that you have to deal with.
They're gonna go onto this Torture. Poor Torture doesn't get a game. While Luna is scouting everyone. Moira gonna try to catch him with the illusion. Samwraith is here, gets his Q off. Trying to dodge with the Deja Vu here, but that's just not gonna be it, as there's 4 people chasing this little
Okay, and they have the Moira and the Sandwraith ultimate right now. So the Moira is just sitting behind the Sandwraith right now. Maybe they could set something up again on the Puppet Master, but they don't see the Puppet Master right now. Deadwood plus Kraken smoking up.
They want to kill this Kronos. He's gonna leap out, but it's not gonna be far, because he's just gonna leap right into the Kraken ulti, who he gets off, and together with that grasp. Cersei is gonna copy the ulti, and Luna is here with a power throw, but that's not gonna do much.
I think you can almost argue that you should try to jump this, either the Torture or the Moira at that point, just get a kill. Because the Kronos responded in time. You have like, I think a 0.5, 0.7 seconds to respond to that. Oh, they might actually catch the Sandwraith here if they're fast. No, they did not have uphill vision there. Okay. Okay, just Puppet Master is farming away in the jungle. He got his one part of a shroud right now. Would not mind seeing a fast shrunken on him either. And Deadwood finally got his level 6, but remember what I said like at the start of the game? Deadwood's at this point, who can you still really kill with your ultimate? You can't kill the Lodestone anymore. Cersei actually has 900 HP right now.
I mean, the Luna is your only target, I guess.
Luna, maybe. Kronos having armor boots, meaning he's like not really a likely target. So 5 minutes ago, Deadwood level 6 is super scary. Right now, not as much, because the hero just scales with like, gets hard counted by armor, you could almost say. So this is what I necessarily don't really like about the Deadwoods. On the other side, you could still set up with a Deadwood's Grasp plus ultimate, and then like a Sandwraith ultimate on top, or some other damaging tool.
Kraken getting his
Smoke, no.
nothing. Okay, I was hoping it was something else, but it was.
No, it's only 230 GPM, so that's no PK for him anytime soon.
And Legion is getting a push
Oh,
bottom.
bottom.
They're gonna jump into this Deadwood with a low stun ulti pop, but Deadwood escapes into the trees, as he most often does. Gonna whiff the grasp, unfortunately, and that's gonna be it from that initiation. Moira's here.
Yeah, big
She
dodge
has
from Asaf there to dodge the grasp after. The Sandwraith did have his... Ooh, and he might go in again.
There we go, they're gonna catch him, and he can't get out because there's a stun from the Torture, but now... Here's the puppet, and that's what the Hellborn is scared of. There's a rotted Kraken with his ulti ready together with the Moira ult. Oh, they're gonna get spotted as Asaf jumps in on the lodestone. But...
Yeah, the Moira not sitting behind the Sandwraith here, meaning that they can't actually do the combo of Harken's Shard into the Sandwraith ultimate. So they lack the initiation part. Meanwhile, Chronos just chilling in the top lane, farming away, getting a Thunder Claw actually. I would have maybe expected to see him pick up an Elk Bones, but him getting up a Thunder Claw here.
I mean, I understand the Thunder Claw though, like you clean.
Yeah, no, it's true, but
I don't mind.
like Elk Bones is a way to create space in some way, because you create money by not taking extra space.
Yep.
And a Thunderclaw or a Cleaver means that you can take the space that you have more efficiently. That's the way I always look at those items.
Yeah.
Meaning that you have to think to yourself: do I have enough space? And do I want, or do we have like too little space? And do I want like items to counter that?
I guess the lodestone just takes a step back now that he has his PK and he doesn't really farm, so that Chronos can take that space.
Well, currently there's like no one in the jungle from the Legion side. The Puppet Master has been in the jungle previously, but he got a Shroud now, meaning... Oh, they actually spot the Puppet Master here. This could be big.
This could be very big.
Oh, okay, they know.
They took the words. As bottom, Lodestone is pushing into this tower, is getting fairly low. Asaf and his taunts.
Yeah, okay, so Moira's sitting behind the Sandbed again, so they definitely want to go in. I think they're actually ready to go bottom. But Sandbed should really just be farming the jungle.
Gonna pop his ult on the Lodestone, look bottom. Or is he not? He's just gonna walk past him. He's gonna try to take the tower. Or what?
He's just being annoying.
Yeah. I mean, it is Asaf, but now he's gonna walk into the entire team. Gets the jump out, but he doesn't get off the cliff! And now the Harken players are gonna catch him into the stun from the Torture, and down goes this annoying Lodestone.
I think this is what we call space created.
Very much while his team takes the Kongor, yeah.
Chronos actually being like super low from that Kongor if they had. Did they check everywhere for wards? They did not even. They only checked actually the top cliff for wards. I guess it is a lot harder for the Moira to get those wards off since he's not playing Nymphora like last game. But if there was like a ward there and the Chronos jumps, or sorry,
bottom. They're jumping, sorry, but they're jumping onto this Puppet Master and
that is
dropping
a big
everything
catch.
and down he goes, and there's the power of that combo that we talked about. As TPs are coming in from the Legion side, trying to get some kills in return.
But Cersei doing so much damage actually.
Is except the Deadwood. Moira tries to help him out, but there's nothing he can do. And that is a trade that the Hellborn gladly will take, I believe.
Yeah, at that point, I was thinking, the Torture is silently farming away in the jungle, not really being part of anything.
No, but Glowstone is gonna try to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not gonna get to him. Okay, no.
But I was thinking getting a Shrunken on the Puppet, but right now I'm actually not even sure that is the correct choice here, because it does help against the Sandwraith jump. Whenever you see a Sandwraith ultimate, you just pop Shrunken if you're like out of position anywhere. But if they pop the Kraken ultimate, then the Kraken does actually have his PK right now.
I was about to say, where did he get that from? He just didn't have it, and now he has it.
I'd say I just hacked it, pretty sure.
That's what he always does, this guy.
Yeah.
He have nothing, and then suddenly he has it. Like,
a bastard.
What?
Man, I hate when people do that.
It's just hacking.
Asaf actually being very far up. Bottom lane being denied. They might actually choose to go here. Deadwood walking into the... Oh, then they're trying to go for it.
He dodged the slow as well. And top lane, they're gonna try it against this Lodestone, who just jumps away.
Yeah, I think you do need the torture there
Yeah.
to kill that. I'd like the torture to maybe like the torture has been able to recover in the last, I'd say, 8 minutes after being
That's not the worst.
bullied middle, basically.
He was bullied. That's not even a joke. Now Moira is barely dodging this lodestone, just taking his mana and running off.
But
we
he has
go.
been silently recovering in the jungle, meaning that the Sandwraith had less space to deal with. But now he has like his farm back up. It means that he needs to start doing stuff. And he is pushing top lane, which is definitely one way of doing stuff. And actually we see the Moira getting in a very sneaky ward there. I love these
That's
kind of
really
words.
nice.
They
Yeah,
just
those
give
were very
so
nice.
much information when like people like us stuff, when they're trying to push lanes, when they're setting up these kills. They're very powerful words. But the Torturer hasn't really been ganking at all. So you
No,
could
he's just
wonder,
farming.
should he maybe step back a little bit and try to start setting things up? Because the Sandwraith, you want like the Sandwraith has his Thunderclaw right now, so you want to just start putting farm and farm and farm on the Sandwraith.
Top lane, they're gonna find the Torture right here, or is Torture gonna find him? That is the question.
I think he's stuck in there with him, not the other way around.
No, yeah, but like when you have a Sandwraith, you have the freedom to just go for people one place and then Sandwraith clicks R. Like it's
Yeah, even more than that. I think if you have the Sandwraiths, you have the option to just set up solo ganks.
and yeah, anywhere.
Yeah, because like the Kraken right now on the bottom lane, right?
Yeah, I was about to say he's
if
sitting
the
there.
Puppet Master was like farming this lane right now, you could actually just jump the puppets and have the Sandwraiths plus Moira sitting on top of that.
But
And
there's
that's a kill.
lockdown. But there
Or
is
you, yeah, in this case, it would not be a good jump, I think.
He's gonna walk
no.
past him and gonna find him, and Lostone's gonna be very far away. Let's be ready.
He popped his Elder there.
There we go. Oh, he jumps, he misses his stun, but he pops his ulti. No, he does not. But here comes the Sarah with the stun, but Lowstone is there, popping his own ulti as Kraken catches the Puppet Master, and they both. The Kraken is dead as Imba has to run away on the Sandwraith, and they're not gonna get the kill that they came for. And that's gonna push
Sandwraith popping the invisibility, actually probably saving his life, I think.
Yeah.
They should have known that he popped his invis there, as they actually
Moira's
might get a kill here.
Moira's coming. Oh no, it's
He's
gonna be too slow. Oh, the toilet, he got it off! Yes, he got it off! They caught him! And that's a dead puppet. At the end of all of this, they do get the puppet kill.
Neda actually ultimating the Deathwood. He might actually get a kill here. Oh no, the ultimate runs out.
Oof. And here comes the rest of the Legion team as well, as Imba has to get out!
We catch him!
Not get out, he catches him, and that's a dead Sandwraith! Or can he escape with the sand?
Use dust, people! No!
He's run, yeah! No, these
Run!
things are
No, like in these, more than anything, more than just using it for the anti-invis part, against something like a Sandwraith, you just need to carry it, because he's gonna run into the trees with low HP a lot. Sandwraiths tend to do that.
Yeah.
And it's the perfect way to catch them.
Yep.
So, yeah, I hoped they learned from last game, but maybe I was too optimistic there. Meanwhile, the Kronos has been silently hitting creeps for the past 10 minutes. I don't think I've seen him use his ultimate a single time past the 10 minutes mark.
Would like him to be more active, but here now, to all the torture and the Moira's gonna run into the lodestone. My brain just lagged there once again.
That was to scare them away from the jungle. I'm sure of it. You know, it's like a warning shot. You just need to show them who's the boss.
My brain just lagged. I had to stop it from lagging. And then
I will say torture stun is awkward to hit sometimes.
It is pretty awkward. It is. You have to have some sort of setup. I mean, the Harkins blades are.
Ooh, lodestone. Going top lane.
Gonna get caught at the top lane. He pops his ulti and gonna jump into this Sandwraith.
And the Luna snipe on top, and that is a dead fucking Sandwraith.
It's a very dead Sandwraith. There's also a very dead Lodestone because he has no armor as Deadwood just smacks him with a tree.
That is
Mid lane?
some revenge for the Deadwood, but that's definitely an exchange they're willing to take. Because, oh, actually, the middle tower is, I think, in our range. Besides just Nede is ballsy. I think that's the real Nede. That's the real. That's the real Cersei.
Meta, yeah, but here comes the Kronos in the background, gets his ulti off, but he doesn't have any follow-up. The tower is denied, and now Hellborn is gonna keep going in with the Kraken ulti, catching the Cersei and the toilet from.
Puppet Master not porting.
Not porting, no, and now the Lodestone is all alone against all these heroes. Down he goes. They lose their tower. They do deny it, but they lose their tower. And also 2 heroes. And they didn't get anything out of the Kronos ulti, unfortunately, as he just had to ulti and run away.
I think the Puppet Master may have ported, but cancelled the port as he realized he was about to walk into a Kraken ultimate.
Yep.
The other thing you have to be careful for is the Sandwraith can buy back. He can
Buy back ulti, yeah.
Ultimate. Again, the Sandwraith's not actually carrying a Toxic Claw, which is something I really dislike. The Toxic Claw on your illusions is actually so valuable because it works on your illusions as well, even if it's only for, I think, 1 second instead of 3 seconds normally.
But it's just a second is a lot of time anyway.
It's enough. Like your illusion's gonna be working, or gonna be attacking like once every second. So it's basically the Toxic Claw effect on every enemy that you attack.
Mm-hmm.
The downside is you don't have a hatchet at that point, but most of the damage is coming from your Metonic Claw anyway at this point. So, not a big fan of that. I also think Val should have definitely picked up a Toxic Claw at some point in this game. Because, yeah, without like Steam Boots, you're just not very fast. It's the Plated Greaves actually being such slow boots right now. But yeah.
Rada de Luna, far up in the enemy jungle. Not
Actually,
gonna
think about it. I think Cersei actually ultimated the Deadwood last team fight for some reason.
Yeah, he did, and then he tried to get back in, but he couldn't get anything off because it ran out too fast.
Yeah, but the 190 GPM Deadwood might not be the target to ultimate.
They're ready to jump bottom.
He does have a Shrunken.
He does have a Shrunken.
Moira sitting behind the Sandwraith again.
Yeah, constantly sitting behind him. He has
We actually do see the Sandwraith right now with the ward on the near the tower.
Yeah, they do. They do see them. Now they know that's gonna go, and who they're gonna go on is gonna
Cersei.
be top lane. Yeah, they're gonna catch the Cersei right here.
Oh, and Cersei got his ultimate off.
But in return, she's gonna die because she jumps over to the
Torture, yeah.
Torture gets her.
Yeah, it was either that or jumping into a Kraken or jumping into the base, so...
Yeah, and bottom he had a puppet to help him, so he might have been able to do something, but no. Unfortunately not. Kraken still has his ulti, they can do something here if they want to go... The puppet TP'd top, and Kraken is ready here, but I mean Lodestone is sitting far up.
He has a Rev Ward and a ward ready. But the Rev Ward is actually not gonna spot the puppet here. But he might spot him now.
Now.
Oh.
There we go. He blinks out. But there's a
also might catch him.
Ready. He's gonna catch him. Stun here into the Kraken. Nice Kraken ulti to hold the puppet back, and he's gonna be able to TP out. No, he's not. That's
honestly, that's TP was never gonna. Oh.
Double dust. Hey, this team does not care. Oh no, but that's a very dead.
Well, they're not allergic. That's right. That's one way to say it.
They like it a lot.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good, especially against a puppet with Shroud.
Yep.
Puppet's kind of going in YOLO there, but again, the puppet doesn't need to be very scared because the Deadwood doesn't have his Pika yet.
And now they're gonna sandwich here, maybe.
Oh, they have a Rev Ward. They have a Rev Ward.
They do have a Rev Ward, so they're gonna see him. And Moira has a blink, so she's gonna be able to get out. No, she's not, because Lodestone is on top of her. And that's and the power throw to finish it off. Luna with these power throws this game and last game.
Again, I think the Torture should be there. And he's just not. I think he was farming in the bottom lane again. And he has been doing really well in getting his stats back, actually sitting around the same amount of creep kills. Oh.
They're gonna catch this Lodestone right here. Samrith is here too, but so is the puppet, and this might not be the best. Oh, the Torture is chasing, and here comes the Samrith ulti as well to try to follow up, and down goes the Lodestone as Samrith.
Sandwraith jumping the Cersei, cancelling the Cersei ultimate.
Yeah, I did not see that. Thank you. I was trying to find where he was, but he cancelled the Cersei ultimate, which is really good.
So that's what I said. If you can actually jump the Cersei with the Sand Raid to cancel his charge, but if you are in a team fight, it's very hard to see which ultimate or which illusion the Cersei is ultimating, because you don't necessarily need to like ultimate the illusion that's like right next to you. You can also ultimate the illusion of, say, the Luna, right? Like that the target or the illusion that's attacking the Luna. And then you need to keep like the moment you're ultimating as a Sand Raid, you need to first like find the Cersei, then you need to find like which hero the Cersei actually ultimated. And it's just in those chaotic situations, it's just really hard to do all those things. So right now he actually denied them a Cersei ultimate.
Pretty good.
Which is, or like a Sand Raid copy, which is definitely really good. Alternatively, which is a bit more memey, I dare say, you could drop all your items and then ultimate. Meaning that the Cersei...
Yeah, but then the illusions doesn't deal the mana burn that you want to get onto these enemies, right?
You could drop your boots though. Because a Sand Raid without boots is not that scary.
True.
So there are ways to do that, but then the enemies, they're just gonna walk away from your illusions. And actually, we see Deadwood and Kraken sitting in the bottom lane right now. Puppet's thinking about farming this. He is gonna farm this, but... oh, they're actually going on him. We're with 3 people. And...
Oh, can
that's not gonna work when you have Shrunken up. Sand Raid, is he gonna jump in? Shrunken... Or... Ooh, he might be dead still. He might be dead still.
There we go, they're gonna go on to... Here comes the Sand Raid. He has another dust and down goes with a smack. And Lodestone has to get out of there.
Oh, Luna there was only one Luna snipe. Oh my... If Cersei actually jumped in there...
Bottom, they're gonna try to catch this Sand Raid. Or, I mean, sorry, that's the enemy Sand Raid. That's the Cersei Sand Raid. She's gonna be dead. And that's gonna give Deadwood his beloved PK. Finally.
The Puppet still had his ultimate up on the Sand Raid there. So if Cersei actually like immediately went in and started hitting that Puppet, I think Sand Raid would have died there.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just a bit of greedy play coming from Snooki there, deciding to stay around instead of just...
the Kraken, who gets his ulti off, but it's not going to be any follow-up to that.
Deadwood's no ultimate right now, so they don't really have the biggest catch.
But Moira, in with her illusion, gonna jump onto the Lodestone. Torture is here, gonna jump as well, gets the stun up. That's a lot of damage to this Lodestone. The Luna stun's gonna get both of them. That's gonna stop it. But Deadwood, he does not care.
Deadwood also does not have ultimates, but he's just trying to set up for the Torture. Torture does pick up the PK, which is definitely good. It allows him to basically follow up with the rest of his team. But yeah, the Chronos really not being the biggest factor this game. We also see the look at the mid lane right now. The illusions from the Sand Raid, these were just the illusions from his W, actually basically draining the Chronos mana down to 0. That is the power of the Sand Raid, the null Fireblade. You can just mana drain the entire enemy team, and some heroes like a Chronos without mana is just not gonna be very scary.
Nope.
But he has been doing good keeping up his farm. I do think maybe the Elk Bones in hindsight would have been better. Because it's just more efficient. You can... when you're trying to set up ganks and you have an Elk Bones, you're still keeping up your GPM. Because the Elk Bones are a large part of the GPM that you're gaining. But if you have something like Thunderclaw, you do actually need to keep up the farming game to be a factor. So in the situation that he was, I do maybe argue that an Elk Bones could have been better, but it's hard to say that in hindsight. Either way, Sand Raid's currently probably working on a Shrunken. If he has that Shrunken, he's still not gonna be really a match for the Puppet in a 1v1 situation, but he doesn't need to be. He has the Deadwood to punch, and he has the Kraken to ultimate.
He's probably not gonna jump into the Puppet unless the Puppet is completely alone. So his job is probably to take out like Luna and also the Cersei.
Torture being pretty far up. I've not seen the Puppet actually make any plays this game, thinking about it.
It's just farming.
Puppet has just been farming, but I think he could have used his ultimate a lot more to just get some solo pickups. Although maybe we should credit the Hellborn side instead here, saying like, well, good job by the Hellborn side not allowing the Puppet to get the pickups there.
Yep.
Cersei doing the annoying Cersei thing, just spamming illusions and pushing out. That is one argument for why you should go Thunderclaw, because of Cersei. And we see the game kind of slowing down right now.
Yeah, everybody's trying to find a way to.
Moira not sitting behind the sand rate tells me that they are currently not interested in actually ganking at all. Because the only really reliable initiation that they have is the Moira plus Sandrate, unless... Oh, and Sandrate actually buying his own staff.
Oh, look bottom.
I was gonna mention it, like, who's gonna buy a staff for Sandrate, but he buys his own staff instead of getting something like a Shrunken. That is surprising to me.
Moira is very far up here. She just placed the ward. Oh, they saw him. Lodestone's gonna get onto him immediately. Deadwood is here, and so is the Torture. They're gonna get a lot of damage onto this Lodestone, and they're gonna make him drop. No, the nice tablet keeping me alive, and here comes the Chronos ulti, catching this Torture. Sandra's ulti as well, gonna get onto everyone. As Aluna drops very low in the background to this just illusion, as the Kraken ulti catches the Puppet, but it's not gonna be enough. The Chronos, pretty low, manages to jump out, he TPs, but the stun is gonna catch him. And that's 3 people dead for the Legion team, just in trade for that Moira. As Hellborn shows their team fight ability, even against the Chronos ulti.
I'm not sure who the Sandrate actually jumped there with
I
his...
did not see either. Maybe the
with his
cameraman
newly
saw.
found staff. But yeah, the Puppets really didn't seem to do a lot of damage to Torture. Torture actually getting his armor of the Mad Mage done. So we had a lot of armor. He was getting solo ultimated by the Torture there, but jumping Moira like that is against an as a Lodestone with no Shrunken against their team with the Sandrates, like return, sound like counter initiation, is greedy. It is not. It's hard to expect that to go well. Let's just say that, because you don't really have to like the burst damage as a Lodestone without your ultimate. Lodestone is for a very large part dependent on like his ultimate, and also another thing is that Asaf currently is the only one with an Arcane Bomb. I don't know what the cooldown of the Arcane Bomb is. I do believe that there should be a second one in the shop right now. And Arcane Bomb is just one of the most efficient items to deal with the Sandrate, because it just instantly kills the illusions. So I would love for the supports to pick them up. Pick up the Arcane Bomb. Just deal with your Sand illusions. Oh, actually thinking about it. He probably jumped the Cersei last team fight. The Sandrate.
He might have, yeah. I honestly did not see. Top lane, they're gonna find Lodestone? Are they? No, he blinked out, yeah.
It makes sense, because I also didn't see a Cersei ultimate. So yeah, I guess he just probably jumped the Cersei there, but it comes down to the Torture actually being quite farmed now. He just farmed away for the past, I'll say, 25 minutes almost, and been Selleck increasing that GPM, and suddenly he's like the tanky frontliner that they kind of need, because the Torture got solo holds that last team fight. Torture is not the target you want to be going on right now.
You want to catch Torture +1 then at least.
Well, I would say catch the Kraken is really squishy. The Deadwood is squishy. The Sandblade is relatively squishy. All of those are good targets, but the Torture has 20 armor, 10 magic armor, and actually does a large part of his damage, even if he has Chronos ultimated, because like his ultimate will go through his. Oh, Torture going in middle.
Yes, he is. gonna get gonna get the kill onto the lodestone, and in return Moira's gonna die. And now Volca is the one that's being caught right here on the Deadwood and drops his bound eye.
Oh, Sandrate! Cersei got the illusion up. Cersei got the ultimate up. And that is a dead Sandrate!
Oh no, I didn't even see.
Just double click on the Sandrate. That's my advice.
Yeah.
And double click on the Cersei. But the Cersei got his ultimate up there, and the big problem here is because the Imber Boy actually bought his own staff, it means that Cersei actually gets a staff as well. If the staff is gifted with like the staff upgrade, yeah. I don't actually believe that you get the staff upgrades if you ultimate.
He has it on himself.
Yes, exactly. Because he has it on himself, the Sandrate actually, or the Cersei gets the staff upgrade. So he popped his ultimate, jumped in there, and suddenly that's like ultimate off, and it starts hitting the Chronos. The Chronos is just gonna drop in mana, and game continues. I think the Hellborn side is just gonna be forfeiting this Rex.
There's nothing they can do. The Samurith doesn't have a buyback, and
Deadwood is up right now with an ultimate and a PK ready. They do have ooh, Torture jumping in very aggressively there. Moira making illusion.
Not gonna catch anyone.
No, without the Sandrate, you could doubt like how much you can do. Yeah, thank you. Hit the Cersei illusion. Conqueror's gonna be a while, I believe, or I think it's like 5 more minutes for the Hellborn one, and the Legion one is also 2 more minutes. So, yeah, I think the Hellborn side probably wants to just stall this until they get a resto on the Sandrate, but as we say that...
There's a resto on the Chronos.
Paul picks up his own resto. So this is definitely like more of an utility. Oh, they see the Puppet Master here actually, this could be big. But they
he's
can't...
not alone, this is gonna be... There's the jump, they're gonna jump all, but the Chronos ulti in return, ulti from the Samurith as well pops, and he jumps onto the Cersei in the base as you talked about earlier. He's gonna TP out,
and he got stormed.
He's not gonna be able to help his team, as both Torture and the Moira is dead to the Legion team, and there goes the Seraph.
Netta just sitting in the base, I love it. Well played, Netta. Netta just sitting in the base, forcing the
GG. They're done.
Netta is sitting in the base, forcing the Sandrate to jump to the Cersei in the base. Actually, solo. Let's just support solo killing and Sandrate. And you have to think, right?